What's good, y'all? Good morning on this beautiful Sunday. This is episode 25 of the fourth quarter podcast. As y'all can see, I got my little son right here. He just woke up. Don't pay him no mind. Hair all crazy. Kenny, how you feeling, Brody?
Doing good, dog.
We're gonna kick it off. Um, the Brooklyn Nets, they just beat the Miami Heat, but before that, they took two L's to the Cavaliers, who is statistically the worst basketball team in the league. Um, the first game was brutal. They went to a double overtime, and Colin Sexton dropped 42 points. And don't get me wrong, I think the big three over there, Harden had like a 21-point triple double. I think KD had 38, and I think Kyrie had 37, something like that. But they each balled out. But defense, man, it's looking very scary. Like, and I want to make an unpopular opinion. So I've been hearing a lot of oh, they just got together, give them like it shouldn't happen overnight, blah blah blah. I don't agree with that. I think when you add three players of that caliber to a team, it should happen overnight. Like I think the winning should start instantly. Like they're the three top scorers in the league, two arguably one and two at this point. Well, not even arguable. James Harden and Kevin Durant are the one and two. Now you can argue which one you want to put one and two, vice versa, but they are the two top scorers of the league, and Kyrie is probably top 10 when he's healthy. You know what I'm saying? So I think it should like start to show winning off the bat. Now this is where we get scary. The defense. KD he was playing great defense when he was with Golden State, and Kyrie he used to play good defense when he used to go against Golden State. And back in that time when he was on the Cavs with LeBron, his defense was he wasn't a slouch on defense. Now James Harden, obviously we all know he don't play no damn D. But do you think they need a defensive piece to complete that team or to start winning more? I guess you could say.
Yes, I think they're gonna have. I think they're gonna have to add a defensive piece. Right now, I think they're a piece away from winning a championship, and I actually have a couple. I have three names that I think if they add, it'll be the difference between them winning. Because right now, what I feel like is going on is they have one rim protector. The Nets, they have one rim protector, which is DeAndre Jordan. So pretty much when he goes out, they're gonna make layups. And like I said, when people was saying that Kevin Durant's a great defender when he was playing for the Warriors, I never fell for that. I never fell for that. Like I said in the other video, y'all weren't saying he was a great defender when he played for OKC. So why is the defense so bad if you got DeAndre Jordan, you got Kevin Durant, y'all said he was a great defender. Why I feel like if Kevin Durant was the defender that people said he was, their defense would at least be decent. But pretty much Kevin Durant isn't really a good defender. He's not really a great defender. So you're gonna have to have good rim protectors. And I feel like DeAndre Jordan's a good one, but when he goes out, pretty much a good backup for DeAndre Jordan. And I wrote three of them down, uh, which I think if they add three, either of these names, I think if they add either of these names, I think they'll win the championship. If they add Looney from the Warriors, I think that they'll win the championship if they were to add Looney. I feel like that's pretty realistic. Like I feel like they could figure that out. Like we'll give y'all Landry Shamet for him or something like that. Maybe they'll do it. Maybe they won't. I think if they were to get JaVale McGee, I think if they were to get JaVale McGee, that would put them over the top. They were actually talking about that.
They should have got him back for that Jared Allen trade. Now that I think about it, that would have made the most sense just to have another backup center.
Yeah, so I feel like if they get JaVale McGee, that'll put them over the top for a championship. Um, and we might. I like the Cavs. If you don't know, we might actually be interested in trading away JaVale McGee because right now at center we have Andre Drummond and we have Jared Allen. So pretty much JaVale McGee, he's not better than Andre Drummond or Jared Allen. So pretty much you're a third string center. That's what you are. So we might actually be willing to. Yeah, he do got 3 rings, but he's still the third best center too, though. But yeah, we would probably be willing to trade JaVale McGee to the Nets. So I feel like if they get JaVale McGee, that'll help a lot. Or Willie Cauley Stein, just like a big body, protect the rim or whatever. But Yeah, those three names, I feel like if they add them, they'll win a championship.
Well, to rebuttal, first off, I think JaVale, I think he's better than at least Jared Allen. Jared Allen hasn't shown anything. He get blocks, but so does JaVale. And I feel like you have to account for that 3 times NBA those rings, 3 of them. But anyway, to get back on topic, the only realistic one I could see happening is uh well, it's two, probably Willie Cauley Stein and JaVale McGee. I don't think the Warriors are letting Looney go. He's not the best, obviously, but like how we talked about with Brooklyn, you need that depth, and I think he completed some of their depth. He's been there a while, and he does what's told. He doesn't go over and beyond, but he does what's asked of him. Um, the JaVale one, yeah, I think they should have got him from the original trade. Hold on 1 second. I think they should have got him from the original trade when they traded away Jared Allen in the first place. I don't know what teams are trying to do this small ball thing, like, because I'm kind of like you. I think Kevin Durant defense looks so well is because he was playing with such a great defensive team. Because everybody like to talk about how the Warriors were so great offensively, their defense was great as well. But anyway, if I had to say, yes, they do need to add another defensive piece. I don't know if it needs to be a big man because honestly, they haven't. I mean, the paint hasn't really been on all like areas of the court. Defense has been an issue, but I would say they need another perimeter defender. I mean, Colin Sexton just had 42 points, bro. And people like to like I was getting on Twitter and I just hate those like people that just want to go against the crowd and stuff. Like, don't get me wrong, I've been watching Colin Sexton since high school. I know him, young boy. I know his nickname and all that, but he is not somebody who should be dropping 42 points. I'm sorry, not at least like, yeah, I don't believe so. Is it possible? I mean, yeah, he's in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think they need to add like a Morris brother, but they not getting Oz. They're not getting the Lakers one. I'm sorry, that's a no go. So maybe because the one that played for the Clippers, he was actually playing well when he was with New York. I guess because he was getting more reps because they suck. Maybe they can probably try to snag him. But yeah, I definitely think they need another defensive piece. My vote would be perimeter defense.
Yeah, I mean, even if they would have kept Torian Prince, like that would have helped too.
I don't get it, man. I don't like. Don't get me wrong. Harden has been playing well, but it hasn't really been amounting to anything. He's really been seemed like the stats are just for itself. Because if you look at their record, since he's been there is probably 500 or yeah, I think so. Well, no, yeah, I think it's 500. They won when he got there. Kyrie wasn't playing. Kyrie came back, but they won two. They won two, and then Kyrie came back. They lost two, and then they just lost. They lost another one before they played the Heat, and then they just won against the Heat. So yeah, I think they're 500 with all of them like being there. So I guess they thought that he was going to come there and the offense was going to explode, which I thought as well. But yeah, they definitely need another defensive piece.
I agree.
And then speaking on the Heat, I know you got a lot to say about this coming from Jimmy Butler. He was talking last year. Now they what 6-9?
Yeah, the Heat, they 6-9, man. Yeah, they 6-9. They're not really having a good year. They just lost to the Nets last year. Not last year. They lost to the Nets yesterday, which is understandable, but no excuses. I don't want to hear it. Um,
Yeah,
Bam
I
put
just
up.
came from the finals. I don't want to hear about no Nets.
Bam showed out yesterday though
Very
against the
high.
Nets. Bam put up 41 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists. So Bam showed out. Jimmy Butler actually didn't even play that game, but even when he's been playing this year, he hasn't really been doing well. I don't know. I don't know about the Nets. I mean, they surprised me last year, so I didn't expect for them to be. I didn't expect for them to be 6-9, but I didn't expect for them to be a championship contending team. I think I don't want to say they got lucky last year because it's like they did it. Like they grinded and they played it hard and they won. And they got to the championship. And they even won a couple games against the Lakers in the championship. So I don't want to say it was lucky. But what I will say is I don't think they're gonna make it this year. That's what I will say.
Nah. To be fair though, I think Jimmy has been like battling injuries this year. Matter of fact, when I was at your crib, we was watching the game. He had went out against the Pelicans. Didn't play the second half. Um, but yeah, I definitely get what you're saying. Tyler Hero also has been having like neck spasms or something like that. He's been in and out as well. So I mean, it's still early, so I don't want the viewers. I don't want y'all to like look at what we saying is like, oh, this is definite. They don't have time to fix it. Like obviously, but we just speaking on as far as right now. But it's still early. Like it's only a couple teams, like the Lakers with double digit wins. But yeah, so it's still early, man. But we're just talking about like right now, things were to end right now, how it looks. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, you're saying it's kind of early, which you're right, but bro, the Nets, they're already 10-8, bro. So that means they've already played 20 games. So it's not super early, bro. People teams are already at almost 20 games, and they're not playing 82 games this season. They're only playing 72 games in the regular season. So if you've already played 20 out of your 72 regular season games, that means they're already like 25% completed with the season. So once you get to like halfway of the season, you have a pretty good idea on who's gonna make the playoffs. If you're halfway through the season and you're the 11th seed, the 12th seed, you're probably not gonna make the playoffs. You're probably not. So I'm not gonna just be like it's early and it's everything will be all right. Nah, I'm not gonna say that because they're 6-9, so it's not gonna be easy to just jump around.
well, the reason why I say that is because like I don't feel like the Warriors are going to be where they are right now. I'm not sure where they are. I think they took two back-to-back L's, one to the Knicks, and then last night to Utah. I don't think like because at first y'all heard me like I didn't think they would even make playoffs, but the way they've been playing and starting to like pick it up and get it together, I think they can make it now. So wherever they at now, I think they'll probably be higher. Um, but I mean, I don't know. We'll see, I guess. But yeah, I do get what you're saying. It's a short season, and like, yeah, it's already at 20 damn near. But I mean, I don't know. It still can be too early. I mean, Brooklyn might pick it up. I'm not saying they're gonna go on a 50 game win streak, but they might be at a point where they win in three, lose one, win in three, lose one, win in four, lose like I don't know, something like that.
We'll see, man. We'll see.
It'll definitely be it'll definitely be tough. So switching gears though, I want to get into how these young players today they don't like the fact that Shaq and Charles Barkley and Ernie Johnson and Kenny the Jet Smith, like y'all know the little TNT show, like after the game and during and halftime, like they basically like they try to give them advice, but it comes in a and it comes in a, like y'all get what I'm saying when I say this too. It comes in a like a constructive criticism type of way. So like basically you can do that better. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't like to hear that. People want to hear like they want to hear props all the time and stuff. But the reason why I agree with the way that they do it, and I agree with them being able to say how they feel. First off, they work on a basketball TV show, so the whole point is for them to give their opinion. Secondly, like I just stated, they want people to kiss up to them and blah 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 blah. I like that Shaq and those dudes they not like they're gonna tell you what it is. Like if you need to do better or do more, they're gonna tell you, and I don't have an issue with that. How do you feel about it?
Oh, with the older guys saying their opinion about the younger guys, I don't have a problem with it at all. Humans, people like for you to kiss their ass. So Charles Barkley and Shaq and Kenny the Jet Smith, they don't have to kiss younger players' ass. They're saying how they feel and they're allowed to say that. And the younger guys think that the older guys are hating on them. Why would Shaq and Charles Barkley hate on you guys? They're already proven Hall of Famers. So I just don't see how you could. Why would you even think if somebody disagrees with you? That don't mean they hate it. That just means they saying what they want to say. And it's just funny to me when these guys be saying they hate it because Shaq is one of the arguably the a top 5 player, and you think he's hating on y'all? Like,
Exactly.
come on, dog. I just find it hilarious. The older guys, they really don't kiss ass like our generation. You know, and that's what these younger guys want. They want you to kiss their ass, and that's just not what some people are gonna do. I mean, you do have some ass kissers, but not everybody's gonna kiss your ass, and that's fine.
Right. And that's just how I'm like, why? How is that hating? They just don't like to hear. So I got an example as well. So he basically told Donovan Mitchell like, I don't see you being that superstar, like in the post game interview.
I
And
seen
Donovan Mitchell was like, all right. And he's like, what you gotta say about that? He was like, nothing, just all right. And then tried to slide in the last comment like, I'm gonna get there, like I'm gonna be better. Like and Shaq told him, that's all I wanted to hear from you. It's basically just motivation. It's just not the way that I feel like these young dudes are accustomed to it. Like they're gonna be like, oh, it's okay. Like you can go to the next level. No, like work harder or you won't go to the next level. It's that simple. Like so when people I see like and then like Kevin Durant, bro, like don't get me wrong, I love him as a player. Like that dude can ball his ass off. But he is sensitive as hell. Him and Kyrie. Like that's another reason why I didn't think it would work. Like you're so sensitive, bro. It's never that serious. Like they get mad at the media for doing their jobs. It's like you go out there and somebody might get mad because you miss a shot. It's the same thing when these media people are told what to ask and what to say, blah blah blah. Obviously, they're going to say actually the most controversial questions because that's how they get paid and they want views. So for you to be mad at them for just doing their job, that's stupid to me. Like I never understood it. Like I never understood it. So I don't think that these players understand that these guys, these old guys who have been there before. Now, if they would get mad at Ernie, I could understand. Like Ernie, you didn't play. Don't question me or don't say I need to do this or do that. But for Shaq and Charles Barkley and Kenny Smith, people who have been there, won rings, multiple Hall of Famers, I think you need to take every ounce of advice they're trying to give you because they're trying to help you out in the long run. And I thought it was funny. Shaq was saying, "Hey kids, if you can average 10 and 12, you can get paid the big bucks." Basically, he was making a joke at Rudy Gobert because that's all he does, like 10 points, 12 rebounds. And I think he just got like a big contract deal. And that's ridiculous. Is that all it takes now? 10 and 12 rebounds to get you the big bucks?
I think he's a former defensive player of the year as well, though, isn't he?
He is. But I mean, if y'all watched the previous podcast, y'all already know how we feel about that.
Because he's a center.
Not really that. I don't even think he goes above and beyond to really play defense. When you're that tall, you're going to get some blocks. Thanks. People like Draymond Green actually going out there working for it. That's a nice defensive player of the year award. That's why it's levels to it to me. When you're 7 foot and you get a couple blocks, you don't get no credit for that.
It's right now. Draymond Green might be the defensive player of the year. I done seen he sets charges too now. Like Draymond Green, that motherfucker be out there setting charges, dog.
Yeah, bro. So I'm just saying, like, it's levels to it when you talk about certain accolades. Like, that's why, like, even if you want to go back as far as saying, I don't think Giannis should have been MVP, but hey, that's just me, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's just me. But yeah, bro. So, like, I just feel like in this generation, in today's basketball, man, everybody just want to be on social media. They want to party. They want to get paid. But nobody cares about being the best. Like you see all these guys, and it's okay to pay homage, especially when it's true. I get that, but it's like I don't think back in the day you would see Mike or Kobe or Tracy McGrady or any of those guys like saying like, "Oh yeah, that dude the best." But I mean that's what, so everybody on the interview talking about how LeBron this, LeBron that. Like, why aren't you trying to be where LeBron is at? And I get it. Like, let me see. Shamit, you're not going to get there. We get it, Shamit. But still, like, have some passion for the game or have some, be the best 3 and D player or be the best, whatever they asking of you that you can be. Like, everybody, it's like, I just feel like nobody really cares about being a top dog no more.
I get it.
So, but yeah, I agree with Shaq and them boys, man. They ain't doing nothing wrong. Y'all stop being sensitive.
I agree. I agree. They just saying their opinion. Like I don't feel like they talking reckless or anything. I feel like that's their way of encouraging.
Yeah, but I mean, some players get it, some players don't. Because I think I seen somebody had tweeted like I think they were like agreeing with Shaq or something. They were basically like just saying like he not doing nothing wrong basically. But switch gears one more last time for the final subject of today's podcast. We want to get into right now. Philly is number one in the East.
Yep.
I'm gonna say that again for those who like, you know what I'm saying, shocked at what I just said. Philly is number one in the East. Um, do you think they're gonna be there when it's all said and done?
I do think they're gonna be the first seed when it's all said and done. About 2 weeks ago, I said what colors I had on. I said red, white, and blue, and I said I think they're gonna win. They're gonna win the East. That's what I said. And of course, they're first in the East, of course. And I'm not gonna play it off. Once I seen James Harden went to the Nets, I was like, "Ooh, I don't know, dog." But I'm going back to the Sixers. I'm going back to the Sixers because I'm looking at their defense, and I'm like, Colin Sexton's giving you 40. To me, Ben Simmons is better than him, and I know he's probably not a better scorer because, you know, Colin Sexton, the way he's moved, he's so quick, he's a better scorer. But I feel like Ben Simmons will be able to get him some points, or Seth Curry, or like the thing is, Kyrie, James Harden, and Joe Harris, they're so bad defensively. If they were to go against Philly, I feel like somebody like Seth Curry might give them 20.
Yeah.
And I'm not even saying Seth Curry. I'm just saying, to me, he shouldn't be giving you 20, 25 points. I feel like Seth Curry might drop them off. I feel like Tobias Harris might drop them off. I feel like, Ben will do what he do, give you maybe 14 points or something. And then once they take DeAndre Jordan out, and B, it's gonna be very easy for him to score on them, I feel like, because he's actually, with Doc Rivers coaching them, he's actually been posting more. I've been paying attention to that. So now it's gonna become more rough to guard them, because last year he was shooting a bunch of threes, which he can make about 32% of those, but that's not his strength. His strength is getting this doggone paint and make these layups a right hook or left hook. That's his strength, and that's what he's doing. So I think they'll stay first, and I think they're gonna get out the East. I mean, I'm looking at the East right now, and if the playoffs were to start today, they will play the Bulls, because the Bulls are the 8th seed and Philly's the first seed. Now, obviously, it's the beginning of the year, so a lot's gonna end up changing. But I'm looking at the East right now, and you got the Knicks in the playoffs if it started today. The Hawks, the Cavaliers, the Nets, the Boston, the Pacers, the Bucks. I feel like they would. I think they would easily beat the Pacers, easily beat the Knicks, easily beat the Hawks, easily beat the Cavs. Right now, I think I'm not gonna say they would easily beat the Celtics, but I think they'll beat the Celtics in 6. We already seen what the Bucks do in the playoffs repeatedly. We have seen what they do in the playoffs. We see what the Bucks do.
Yeah.
So really, their real challenge would be the Nets. But to me, if the Cavaliers are scoring 140 against the Nets, I think Philly would be able to do the same. The Nets are going to end up picking up their defense. Like, every team is not going to score 130 points on them. I feel like, to answer the question, I do feel like Philly will stay number one. That's how I feel.
Yeah. It's tough, man. It's really tough because what you said is true. All what you said is true. Like, we see what the Bucks do in the playoffs. That's true, but they are a regular season team juggernaut. Like, even like they take L's, but they do what they need to do in the regular season. That's why it's so hard to believe when they go and they suck it up in the playoffs. But they are a regular season like good team and a regular season great team actually. So it's hard because like even Brooklyn could probably pick it up. Like if they I don't know, but if I had to take a guess based on what you're saying, because they're playing so well and they have a good team set up and with a new coach who I like, Doc Rivers, then I mean I don't think it would be stupid to say like I do think they can finish out the season being number one over there in the East, but you never know who's gonna pick it up. So if I had to make a prediction, I would say the Bucks will make a comeback for that spot. What place are they in now?
The Bucks are currently the second in the East. They're 2 games behind the Sixers.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bucks, but like I said, I don't think it's far fetched or anything to say that Philly would continue to lead it. I think I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it every time we talk about this team. Ben Simmons, he's gonna be the downfall of that. He's gonna continue to be the downfall of that team. But they playing well right now, so we'll see. He's
Yeah,
broken.
he hasn't really been scoring too many points that I've seen.
He's just there. He's just a body on the court. Well, a body defensively. He plays good D, but offensively, it's 4 on 5. But yeah, I think Brooklyn gonna pull it. I mean, not Brooklyn. Excuse me. I think Giannis and the Bucks, they're gonna pull out, do what they always do, and like probably have the most wins in the NBA. Because I feel like the Lakers, for us, we don't really. Obviously, we want to go out there and win every night. And I actually like what AD has said again. Like I think it was Thursday when they played the Bucks. I don't want to get into that, but he was saying how his shot was off, and I like players that can admit to that because some players will go like 6 for 83, and they'll be like, and they'll have 30 points and be like, yeah, I'm doing everything I can. I'm trying to win. No, you're not. Like I like how AD came out and he said like he was talking to his coaching staff, his family, his dad. Like he was just telling everybody like I'm not on right now. I gotta find it. And last night he dropped 37 against the Bulls, so I think he been working. So but going back to what I was saying, I don't think the Lakers really care about having the best record or whatnot. We're just gonna go out there and try to win. We do. I think the Bucks try to make a statement every regular season just to lose in the playoffs. So I don't understand why they be doing all that, but yeah, it's definitely gonna be interesting.
Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready for the playoffs.
I am too, man. I am too. Based on what I like, going back to my initial reaction, I don't think there's anybody who can beat the Lakers in the 7 game series this year. Based on what I've seen,
As constructed, I agree.
I don't, man. We are playing some great ball. We picked up good pieces. The only thing that I'm upset about is Marc Gasol. I hate that pickup, man. I really do. I hate it, but yeah, I don't think it's anybody that can beat us in a 7 game series right now. But we'll see. I haven't really been hearing too much about the Clippers. But I heard the last thing I heard of they were tied with us for record at one point until we beat the Bucks and then we beat the Bulls. I haven't really been seeing too much of them, but I try not to focus on the enemy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the Clippers. They're right now at the third seed. They're 12-4. Yeah, the Clippers are 12-4, and the Lakers are 13-4.
Okay, so yeah, they got one, we got two.
No, they 3 seed.
Who's who's second? Jazz?
Yeah, Jazz they 12-4 too, but they got them listed as the number 2.
It won't last.
It might be tied for number 2 and 3, I guess.
Yeah, it won't last though.
I didn't know their record was so well.
They've been playing Golden State every night.
The god doggone the Spurs are quiet 8-8.
Yeah. I think Greg, I think he might be like calling it quits sometime soon.
If I was him, I wouldn't call it a quits. What I would do if I was him, like, if I was him, I probably would have left the goddamn Spurs and tried to get the Nets job if he was able to, because I don't know how old he is. You can research it if you want. I'm assuming he's at least 65 years of age. And I'm not about to be I'm not about to be coaching guys that are 23 and 22. And I know they're not going to be all that. And I know we're probably not going to make the playoffs. And if we do make the playoffs, we're going to get destroyed in the first round. So it's like, why am I doing this? I'm a Hall of Fame coach, arguably the best coach ever. I have 5 rings. I don't want to say that's beneath him because it's like you're still a coach. You're still a basketball coach. But I just feel like I feel like it will be starting over for him. Like Steve Kerr, he probably thinks about quitting, not literally, but he probably doesn't like coaching the Warriors right now because it's like I'm going backwards. Like I think that's how Greg Popovich thinks. Like I'm going backwards. If
Well,
another
he
job,
already like solidified and cemented himself in San Antonio. Like I'm pretty sure. Like, well, I'm willing to bet my life on it. He has a nice house there. Um, he's used to everything there. Like like he probably didn't see it. Well, I mean, no, he probably did see it coming. He knew that those guys, Manu, Tony Parker, Big Fundamental, like he knew they weren't gonna be there forever. You know what I'm saying? So he could probably see this coming. I mean, he probably thought Kawhi was gonna stay and take off for them, but
Yeah, I was
he
about to.
left. So things kind of probably went left there. But he probably already too embedded into the organization and like he's probably loyal. Because honestly, we're being honest, they're being loyal to him. It's like, okay, you got his 5 rings, but now y'all suck. But since you got all those 5 rings and arguably the best coach, a Hall of Fame coach, we're not going to fire you.
I,
So
I mean, to be honest, he's not really doing terrible. I mean, to be 8-8 with the Spurs, to me, that's pretty good. You probably couldn't even name 4 players on that team. And if you could name 4 players, they probably aren't that good. You know Murray, other than him.
Popovich, Rudy Gay, DeJounte Murray, and Portal. They still got Portal, or whatever his name is.
I don't know Portal. I know the other 3 guys. I don't know Portal.
Yeah, he's like this big, like foreign dude. But yeah,
Oh, white dude, he about 6'9".
yeah.
I think I know who you talking about, but thank you. He's not. He doesn't impress me when I watch him. I think I know who you're talking about. But the point is.
Patty Mills.
Oh yeah, there you go, 4 players. There you go, good job. But my point is, 8-8 with that team is pretty good. It's like
No, I'm just saying, like for like, did they make playoffs last year?
no. I mean, I don't think the owner is expecting you to make the playoffs with that team. Like you think the owner doesn't say, Greg Popovich, I'm expecting for you to win a championship with this team. If the owner says that, that person's an idiot.
Yeah.
You know
I
what
mean,
I'm saying?
I don't know. I just feel like this is his like he's on his way out the door. He's not gonna leave because I don't like how you just said. You think he's 65 plus years of age. So it's like at this point, and then to deal with those type of personalities, I feel like that would be a hard task. DJ.
Oh, the Nets.
Yeah, like hold on. But yeah, I just feel like that would be a hard task, trying to deal with those different personalities coming into one. He don't have time for that. He too old for all of that.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying because he's not used to coaching guys. Like I get what you like that.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. Maybe it is time for him to retire, man. But
I mean, I feel like like you just said, like to you, he's the best coach ever, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other people feel that way. It's not arguable that he's a Hall of Famer, like he's respected. Like you don't really have nothing else to prove. Like you did what you did because if we've been honest, he didn't coach LeBrons and Kobe's and like Michael Jordan. He coached got like look at Tim Duncan name, big fundamental. He coached guys who just knew the game and they won together.
yeah, and to be honest, I don't I don't look at Tony Parker as a top 5, top 10 point guard. I don't look at Manu Ginobili as a top 5, top. I don't consider them. Obviously, Tony Parker was good. Obviously, Manu was good, but I don't look at those guys as top tier 1 players. Now, obviously, not Tim Duncan. Yeah, but other than that,
They weren't even. I don't even think they were top 5 at the top at their like when they were winning, like at their prime. I don't think people consider Tony Parker a top 5 point guard or Manu. Like yeah. So I 100% agree with you. Like that's why I say like yeah, like so the closest thing he ever had to a superstar other than Tim Duncan, which he was a superstar just based on the fact that he was good. He wasn't a superstar that gave you like he wasn't like a highlight reel type of superstar. But only the closest thing is really Kawhi Leonard.
yeah, I don't want to downplay Tony Parker if somebody listening like Tony Parker. I don't want somebody to pull up stats and be like he was really good. He did have a few years to where he was a top 5 point guard. He did have a few years, but my thing is he was never like a Steph Curry or Damian Lillard. He was never on that like he was never in the discussion to be like I don't remember like as far as being the best point guard ever. I don't think nobody ever looked at him that way.
Oh yeah, and I'm glad you brought. I don't mean to disrespect him in no way. Tony Parker, like they won chips for a reason. They all fit together so well. He was a great point guard. I'm just saying, like I don't like you just said. People didn't wake up like, man, Tony Parker is so good, bro. He's the best point guard in the league. Like, okay, even if you wanted to squeeze him in the top 5, he definitely wasn't number 1, and that's not a knock to him. We're just saying that it goes into how great of a coach Pop was because he didn't have superstars on one team like teams have today. He had Tim Duncan and a great group of guys. Like that's Yeah, that's what I meant by that. I didn't mean to disrespect him in any kind of way or say he wasn't good. He was good. Like I just don't think people think he's the best point guard of all time ever. Like, I don't think it ever came across nobody's mind.
Yeah, I remember. I think for one small span, I thought he was like the best point guard. Like sometimes point guards they play so well for a small period of time. Like one time I thought this is about 10 years ago. One time I thought like Rondo was the best point guard. This was like years ago when shooting wasn't as important. But now that I look at it, like, nah, you really want the best point guard. But back then, I did kind of think like, damn, like Rondo, because Rondo used to get these triple doubles too.
Yeah.
Like we talk about Westbrook and other people getting these triple doubles.
Mm.
Rondo used to get these back in the day. So you know what I'm saying? So I want to throw
Yeah.
that out there.
But yeah, I think he got Becky Hammond now as his assistant. She might be the first female coach in the league. I seen a highlight tape of her. She actually used to get bucks. Like I seen her doing step backs and everything.
Oh, she's a hooper.
Yeah.
Oh,
She
I
was
ain't know.
like she used to get bugs. I didn't either until I seen it on Twitter, and I'm like, wow. But yeah, she might. I think that's honestly probably what they're trying to work out. Like, how does this going to look? Like, she might be the first head female coach in the NBA. That'd be tough.
We'll see how I go, man. We'll see how I go.
Yeah. But yeah. So let us know. Like, even starting back from the beginning, let us know what y'all think about Brooklyn. If they need another piece or not, defensive piece that is. Um, and let us know, do you think Philly will finish it out being number one in the East? Do you think they can hold on and hold that pressure? Because being number one comes with a price. You know what I'm saying? You get looked at as like, now, okay, you made number one, you should win, just like how we do the Bucks. But even though they don't have a two-time MVP, but y'all get what I'm saying. But yeah, let us know in the comments, man. Kenny, you got anything else you want to say?
Like, comment, subscribe, dog.
Like he said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. This has been another episode of the Fourth Quarter Podcast. Share with your friends, because like I tell y'all every week, this is the best basketball podcast on YouTube. But we'll catch y'all next episode.